Hi, this is Murray from Second Time Tech, and today I am another day late for my video. Well, actually two. Had a bit of a problem last night. Couldn't get the Audacity or any of my other DAWs to work. So I think I have a problem there with the computer that I made for my studio. So I'm gonna switch some more stuff around and see if we can get something working and get a better schedule so that I can get the videos up on each Wednesday evening. But I did have a few things that I tried on my new studio computer, and it was the R5 1400 is what I had in it, and I overclocked it and I got it to 3.8 gigahertz at 1.375 volts, and it started off with 26 degrees ambient, and it went to 59 degrees after 2.5 hours of Prime 95. So that's actually awesome. So it's only like a 33 degree delta on it, so that's quite nice. The other thing is I put the BDI RAM into that computer instead of the 266, so it's the 3600 megahertz RAM, and I tightened the timings on it, and I ended up with 13, 14, 14, 14, 30, and left the rest on auto. I put it in T1, and I disabled the clock down. So I ran mem test for 116%, and it worked all right. So I did some stuff on it, and then overnight I ran it and I got it to 1024%, and there was 0 errors on it. So it's running fine at that. So I'm going to leave it there. And when I ran my Cinebench R15 score, it was 824 on it, so that's actually quite good for a Ryzen 5 1400. So I'm quite pleased with that. But I'll probably switch it back to the 1700. I'm finding it's taking a really long time. You get used to a faster computer, and whenever you take half of it away, it really does. You really can tell a difference. Like, even with only having it for like about a month, I mean, you take that faster processor away and the faster RAM away, and it feels like it's just sauntering along. And if I would have never done that, I would have been perfectly happy with it, because before it wasn't as fast as this. But now that I had the 1700 in there, and then went back to it, I'm missing the 1700, so I'm going to go back to the 1700, and we'll use that for my studio computer. Now, there was a video on system information with like temperatures and clocks and stuff like this and whatnot that you could run while you were doing your benchmarking. And what they said was Hardware Info 64 was the best one that he had used. And so I tried it. I was using the Cupid Hardware Info, and it wasn't coming up and telling me all the stuff that I wanted it to. So I tried the Hardware Info 64, and it does work very well. So I'm going to switch from that. And for the GPU, it's GPU Z is what they're saying is the best one. If you haven't been to Gamers Nexus, go there if you like technical stuff, because they are awesome at what they do. I learned some stuff from them and remembered a lot more from the things that I had forgotten over time. So it is a very good, especially if you're technically inclined, it is a very good YouTube channel to go to. I did get my Samsung 960 EVO 250, and I ran tests on it, and on the sequential I got, for the read, I got 3,184 megabytes, and on the write I got 1,485 megabytes per second. And on the random, the IOPS, I got, let's see, for the write I got 2,002 148 instructions, and on the write I got 94,970 instructions per second. Now, there are a few other little things on here, but the biggest thing that I found was that when I was doing all my stuff, even after I put the Samsung EVO 960 in, the render time on it was more than 50% of the time of the video. And when I was doing I think it was a 13-minute video, it took over 8 minutes to render it whenever I was using the 1400, the one I had set up, what I had said last time. And whenever I had on the R7 1700, it was rendering it in like 2 minutes and some seconds. So that's what I was talking about when I was saying that when you get used to a faster speed, it seemed to take forever to get that one done. And like I say, sometimes I do make 20-minute videos and stuff and whatnot, so I can be sitting there for like 12 minutes waiting for the thing to render whenever I could have had it all up and running and on YouTube by then. So I guess that's why I want to switch her back to the 1700. Now, what I was going to do was I was going to go through the computers that I was talking about last time. And on this computer here, which was my first computer, what I was going to do was I was going to go and talk about like what it's actually good for right now, because all that it has in it is the Intel i5 7400, the Intel CPU cooler. There's no special cooler in it. It has 8 gigs of DDR4 2400 megahertz RAM. It just has the Intel graphics that comes on the CPU chip. I think it's 630, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's 630. And then the Amazon Prime 250M-A motherboard. There's 120 gigabyte Kingston SSD drive in there, the A400, and 1 terabyte HDD hard disk drive, the Western Digital Blue, and a 500 watt 80 plus power supply, and Windows 10 Home in there. Now, the other thing that I wanted to do, other than talk about that, is to say what you could do to make it better so that you could use it as like maybe say a medium level gaming machine type thing, and about how much it would cost to change it. Now, right now, what I would say, oh yes, and it also has MS Office 16 Pro Plus on it also. So right now what it's good for is office work, because it doesn't have great graphics. But it's got all the stuff that you need to do presentations or to do anything like that. And to do your word processing, your Excel spreadsheets, like anything like that, it would be fine for doing that. The other thing would be for internet use. You could pretty much do anything you wanted on the internet. YouTube, watch lots of videos, there's no problem there. And actually, it would be good for if you were doing audio processing. Like Audacity would work perfectly fine on this, and you can edit audio on this if you want to. I wouldn't do video, but the audio would be fine. If you put a graphics card in it, then it would be much better at doing the video. So that would be like if you upgraded to a gaming machine, then you could actually do some video editing on it also. That would take like a long time. So basically, if you added a GTX 1060 3GB onto this, which would cost about, let's see, the least expensive one that I found with a one fan is $298.99. And that's MSI version. Now, that's Canadian price, so less expensive than the States, of course. And there was another one that was a two-fan version of that, which is $307.98. So the two-fan version would give you a bit better cooling. So for the $8-9 difference, I think I would pay the difference and make sure that I got something that had the best cooling that I could get for the least amount of money. Now, there's also a 6 gig version of it, and that is another MSI version. The two-fan version was a gigabyte, but the 6 gigabyte version of the 1060, it's a fair bit faster than the 3 because it actually has a better processor in it, and it also has more RAM. So you'll actually go up a little bit on what you can do in gaming with the 6 gigabyte version of that card. Now, the other thing would be like a gaming mouse, just so that you'd have something that you could do more things on the mouse as opposed to just having the left and right click on it and then a couple of switches that are on your wheel. So I checked to see what there was, and for $20 there's a PicTech gaming mouse, which is $19.99, which had good reviews. And then there's a Logitech gaming mouse, and it's $39.88 for it. Those are all Amazon Canada prices, so it isn't a lot for that stuff. Now, as far as memory, it has 8 gigs, but if you put another 8 gig stick in there, it would actually increase the speed of your computer, because it would go into the dual mode, and the one that's in there is a ballistic. So I checked to see what the price on it was, and it's 2400 megahertz, and it's only $74.83 for that. So basically, the least expensive way that you could get this into a gaming machine would be by paying approximately $395 extra, and that would get you into a pretty good gaming machine on top of like what's in there already. So that isn't actually that much more. That's Canadian dollars, of course, again. So it wouldn't be a high-priced gaming system. See, in Canada, the total cost of this would probably be somewhere in the neighborhood of around $1,100, $1,150. But in the States, you're talking closer to about $750 to $800 for this style of gaming machine with this in it. So a lot of the stuff that's out there, and they're talking about on the channels about the gaming systems, the prices I say are quite a bit higher because I'm telling you Canadian prices. So I tried to say a little bit about the US prices because that's what everybody seems to be going on. Even the people from Australia and the ones from the United Kingdom, they all give US prices so that you have a constant, and the constant is the US dollars, and then whatever's in the price of it in the country that you actually live in, so that you can compare everybody's, like with a known currency. So that's pretty much what I have today. I didn't realize it was 17 minutes long, but I might do a little bit of editing. I don't know, not positive. But if you like the video, please hit the like, and if you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down. And if you like the content, then please subscribe, and you'll get more of my videos. If you want to get the announcement, you do have to hit the bell now, but that's up to you, of course. I do want to wish everybody a wonderful week, and I will try my best for Wednesday to have the next video out. Thanks again for watching and listening. Bye.